Hey there, everyone. It's time to get the mandolin and fly through a lovely number, oddly enough, called Flyiin Clouds. In the key of G, in the first part, second part's in D, from Charlie Poole, North Carolina Ramblers, an amazing band. Of course, he was a great banjo player, had great fiddlers, one of them being Posey Rohrer, who played on this particular number. So let's just try this a couple times through, and then we'll work it out on the mandolin, maybe talk about some chords, why not? So Eryn's going to back us up on this. So here we go with Flyiin Clouds. Starts out in G, so here we go. Some of those notes are flying in the right place. So thanks for backing me up, Erynn. And we'll get in here and just see what we can ascertain, if I've ever used that word before, maybe. So it's fun to play the chords of this tune. First of all, the first part's in G. Let's just look at that for a second. It starts out with G, G chord for a couple measures to a C. I'm just going to play something, and a D. Just to open chords for a minute, get our bearing. And it goes to the D, back to the G. That's the first part. And if you did something besides just open chords, you might do kind of climb up in the chord. C, and some kind of little low D. So you kind of climb up in your G arpeggio. D, back to G. That'd be kind of a nice low thing. Open and 4, third and the 5th, C chord, 5 and 2, D, 2 and open. D. Then it goes to D chord for the second part. So for that, if I stayed on the low string just looking at chords for a minute, I might go to my nice 7th fret. And remember, when you have that nice unison, you get the 4th fret. You could do that open unison. Maybe something like that. So 7 and open is 7 and 4. And then bar 2 maybe. Just something simple. Either way. And you could always walk up. So something else to give you on that little chord there. If I barred that 2, I could go up to a bluesy 5. You could go, that's kind of the melody. Do-de-do-de-do. So you can go 2, 4, 5 on the 3rd string if you wanted to. Get a little melody in there. And then to get back to the first part, you can go to a nice 5th fret, back to G. So the second part might be something like that. Da-dee-ba-doo-ba-da-ba-doo-ba-dow. Vary that all kind of ways. So a D sound to an A, maybe bluesy. You get the idea. I'll go in back to the first part. And G, always just open chords are good too. 2 measures of G, C chord, and a D chord. This time you're going to go right to the D. First part. C and a D. D, second part starts in D. A chord. And you have the A, you could walk up to D. You could do regular chords there too, right? Just Pick up a finger's nice. So you get the idea. Some move in on the second part, some move in on the first. So let's look at the melody of Flyiin Clouds there. So we got some ideas. Always good, I think. I know a lot of people that play melody mainly and don't mess with the chords much, but I think it's, and I know people that just maybe do the rhythm and don't do the melody. So it's great to do both. I mean, you'll have your favorite, I think, but the more you do the thing you're not haven't done much, I think you'll be surprised to find, oh, I really do like that. The more when you get more adept at playing the backup maybe to a tune, you'll like both more. So here's the first melody. We're in G, and we're coming up on that second fret B note. We have a little pickup there, right there. So, and you get stuck in that little 2, 3, 5 frets. So you go up to the D. So that's the first little phrase. So let's just break it up phrase by phrase for a minute, because it's going to have a lot of repetition in the first part, which is always, I'm fond of repetition. I'm actually even redundant sometimes, and even say the same things repeatedly. So here's that first phrase. Then you're going to get stuck in a little arpeggio. You're going to keep your first finger anchored on that second fret and get that third finger on the 5th fret twice. And then up to the G. So that's our first little phrase. Let's make that our whole first phrase. So you have a pickup coming in on the 4th beat. 1, 2, go, up to D twice, and then back. B, B, bounce, bounce, G. Do that slow a couple times. 1, 2, go. And to finish that up, that phrase there, we're going to have that G. And that's going to lead us to a C phrase. So let's try that little. Right? All right, and I'm just going to look at the C phrase. So we'll have that. We're going to go on the C note, and you're backing up to the B. You could have that nice unison 7th fret there. Note-wise, you have C, B, C, D, E. Okay? There's our C phrase. I'll put a little slide in there, why not? Okay, and then the big finish there for halfway through the first part is going to be coming down on the D chord. Right? And that's and what the fiddler might do something like that, but a lot of people play this just going right down the scale like that. Okay, so I probably would do that. So let's do the whole halfway through the first part and see if that's starting to have a semblance of the chord that goes behind it. So kind of when you're playing the melody, kind of think about what chord goes. So we're in G at first, arpeggio and a bounce, C chords here, and a D chords here. So let's do that much. That's halfway through the first part. Nice. 1, 2, go. Bounce, G flourish, C up to the E and the D phrase. We keep going. And this time it keeps going, keeps the melody going. And bounce, same thing. And then the ending phrase. So, right? Let's try the ending phrase a few times. Right? Okay, so let's do that one more time, the first part. So that's pretty good. The second part gets a little bit quirky, but it's really nice. The fiddlers have have that nice bow, can do some things the mandolin has a little harder time emulating. We're going to try to do what the fiddler does. So the whole first part of Flyiin Clouds from Posey Roar. 1, 2, go, nice and slow. C phrase, D phrase, and then back with the pickup. This time it keeps going. Same little ending phrase. And just have a little bounce in that. You know, the melody's kind of, but they do put open strings between. And they hit a chord in the fiddle. Okay, the whole first part one more time. The second ending is going to be about the same thing there. And it jumps into our little D. It's where we change to the key of D. So we're in G, first part. And doing it one more time, the first part of Flyin' Clouds. 1, 2, go. D phrase, and the G phrase bouncing up. Repeat the first part. Beautiful. And we'll come back to that. But now the second part, we're going to have nice, we're going to get into the open middle strings and have that 4th fret on the 3rd string, right? So it has a nice, and you might use it in unison 7th fret like a fiddler might do. But right now we'll just use the open strings. It's going to be A coming in early, and you have, so it's like the 4th beat, 4, 1. So a lot of, see, let me just kind of play a couple of measures for you so you can hear it coming into that. What I do a lot of times when it has a jump in, I'll do it just without doing the quick jump in and just play it on the 1st beat. So that's without the anticipation, just try that slow. A, there's 4th fret, a lot of A, D, D. So kind of look at your landmark notes. And your D arpeggio. So they're all kind of coming up in there, so. And if you come in early, it'd be like on the 4th beat, and like I'll maybe slide to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3. Slide and wait. A lot of A. Then you get into a nice phrase that's going to the A chord. That's really nice. You're bouncing a lot to that. You got the 1st finger and the 2nd finger on the G, and then your 3rd finger on the A. And you're back to that kind of D phrase again. So let me just do those 2 phrases starting on the second part, and I'll jump in early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. The A phrase. And let's do that one more time. That's good. That's halfway through our second part almost. So D chord and an A chord's happening there. 1, 2, 3. Anticipate. 4, 1. Bounce. And then it goes. It walks down the scale the second time in the same territory, but it has a. A little bit of the same stuff, a little bit more bounce in there, and it's going a little more scaly instead of skipping to the chord tones, arpeggio-like, where you skip from a line to a line or a space to a space if you read music. So it's second phrases, second time around, it's that. And here's the ending phrase. A little bit like the G phrase we did there. So just try that ending phrase. 5 and 2 on the 1st string, and then 3 and open, and then you're bouncing on the 2nd string, 2nd fret to open, 4th fret to open, and the D with the bouncy open. So I'm going to do that ending phrase a few times. That's kind of halfway through the second part. Here's the ending phrase. Here I go now. Over and over. A lot of open strings. Okay, let's do that much. And then we got to just do phrases with a little bit of variation. We'll have the whole second part. So 1, 2, the second part. And here's what we just did. Scaly. And the ending. 2, 4. I'm going to keep going. Variation. Nice. and the same ending. So let's do that whole second part one more time. And I think what we'll do, I'll just play the both parts and try to grab the right notes there to some degree. This is kind of tune that kind of morphs as you play it, and as the fiddler sort of did. You can see a lot of the same things are sort of happening, but those ending phrases are changed up a little bit, and that's what good fiddlers did. They just did all kind of different things there. So here's the second part all the way through one more time. 1, 2. I'm gonna jump early on that fourth beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 3 and 5, and a scalier. 2, 4, D, and scaly again. A little different. Open strings, scaly. I'm gonna go the first part, and maybe into that. Bounce, G phrase, C phrase, D phrase. Repeat the first part. C phrase with ending, second ending, second part early. That's pretty scaly. I think I'll end on the second part. Why not? You never know. So Flyin' Clouds is really fun. It's really nice to play the backup. You know, try those backup and try to get the chords in your mind as you're playing the melody. It might be a little tricky at first, but if you can kind of think about, oh, I'm in D now, and I'm playing a D phrase or an A phrase, or, you know, oh, I'm in the G part, and I got the G, and oh, there's my C phrase, and there's my D phrase. So that's, and then you could actually break that up and just do practice making up a little chord. You know, the chords to a tune can become a nice practice exercise for not even playing the melody, just improvising. So that's another whole. You might even put lyrics to it, and then you got the next old time hit. You never know. So Flyin' Clouds, a lovely title, a lovely tune. And check out Charlie Poole and Posey Roar, some of the other things they did, because they did a lot of wonderful old time music. So enjoy Flyin' Clouds, and hold your pick in a relaxed manner. I think that's always a good thing to do. So take care.